what pisses me off, because they're taking advantage of the general public. And there's a lot of gullible people out there that they're doing this with.
We were really the Wild West when it came to land fraud.
People will cry, they will be angry, they're just devastated.
It's a vast, weed-choked chunk of real estate, larger in area than Albuquerque, Rio Rancho, and Las Cruces combined. Welcome to Ground Zero at one of the largest land swindles in New Mexico history. The scheme was centered in rural Valencia and Socorro counties. Thousands of land buyers were bilked, and taxpayers lost millions. You need to go back some 50 years when the Tucson-based Horizon Corporation bought up more than 200,000 acres of desolate grazing land between the Rio Grande and the Manzano Mountains. The property stretches from Los Lunas south 24 miles into Socorro County. On paper, Horizon carved the desolate landscape into residential parcels and peddled them as investment opportunities. The plans included streets, schools, and parks. There were subdivisions with alluring names like Rio del Oro and Rio Grande Estates. Horizon touted its Valencia County property as the biggest land bargain in the nation. The government, however, called it something else. Tony Anaya was New Mexico's Attorney General.
They were marketing these at fancy dinner parties or any way that they could market them around the country and making it appear like this was the next gold rush, the land rush in the Southwest, and making horrible misrepresentations as to what they were actually selling.
If you live in New Mexico, you know the development potential of this land. However, Horizon marketed these properties to out-of-state consumers living in places like New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Consider, for example, the lots on a street Horizon called Lepanto Court. Now, if the buyer ever thought of moving here to build their dream home, they'd be out of luck. You see, this lot on Lepanto Court is not in paradise, it's in an arroyo. Desiree Sickler is Valencia County's treasurer.
If you're the proud owner of a quarter-acre lot in Rio Grande Estates, what is the reality? What do you own?
Sage. You own some sagebrush, maybe a couple of rattlesnakes, cottontails, scorpions. I think that's a pretty good sized tarantulas out there.
In 1976, Attorney General Anaya slapped Horizon with a lawsuit.
We allege fraud on their part, deceit, misrepresentation.
In 1979, the Federal Trade Commission found Horizon had deceived its customers by selling millions of dollars worth of, quote, worthless desert land as bona fide investments. Horizon was ordered to repay its customers more than $14 million. That was almost 40 years ago. Today, the Horizon Corporation is long gone. However, its legacy of misrepresentation continues to wreak havoc here. Michelle Milam is Valencia County's assessor.
One gentleman I spoke with just some time back from New Jersey was so excited to own a piece of land. The first time he'd ever owned anything in his life was this piece of land. And when he came to the office, he was crying when he found out what he had bought because he knew he couldn't build his dream home there.
Tens of thousands of Horizon buyers were duped. With no roads, no water, no electricity, and no resale value, many stopped paying property taxes and essentially abandoned their parcels. At just one subdivision, Rio del Oro, some 36,000 landowners owe Valencia County $6.9 million in unpaid property taxes, penalties, and interest.
Does it appear that that $6.9 million is collectible?
No.
Every year, thousands of county tax notices are undeliverable because the out-of-state landowners have either died or moved away. Among the undeliverable tax notices, 250 lots owned by a defunct Arizona business, 780 lots owned by some guy in California who's deceased, and 380 lots owned by somebody on the island of Brunei off the coast of Indonesia. With more than 100,000 unimproved Horizon lots scattered across the landscape, today they have little resale value. Mike Milam is a Los Lunas real estate broker.
I can put it on the market, but it will not sell.
Nobody's going to buy it?
No, there's not. There hasn't been any sales in Rio de Oro except for one in the last 8 years.
But the lack of marketability has not stopped some promoters from picking up where Horizon left off. Consider Land Ho, a New Jersey-based wholesaler that acquired more than 3,000 old Horizon parcels and peddles them on weekly web auctions. Even though Land Ho's Valencia County holdings are mostly stark desert land, you wouldn't know it by looking at their ads. For example, consider Land Ho's Lot 4 in the Canyon del Rio subdivision. But take a close look. This isn't Valencia County, it's not even New Mexico. Land Ho lifted this photo of the Colorado Rocky Mountains from the internet and used it to depict desolate Valencia County rangeland. Land Ho used this image of Shiprock to depict an undeveloped lot 185 miles away in Valencia County. Judging by this image of the Chama Valley, you would think a pristine river runs through Lot 18. In fact, this parcel is a parched quarter-acre of scrub and sage. Land Ho uses a tranquil Colorado mountain scene to depict weed-choked Lot 40. And Lot 33 is described as an unbeatable location in Valencia, New Mexico. The photo, however, is of the Dragoon Mountains in Arizona. Land Ho peddles Lot 42 east of Los Lunas with a photo of the Organ Mountains east of Las Cruces. They say you can walk from Lot 42 to the Manzano Mountain State Park. Well, better get out your hiking boots. You see, the park is on the other side of the mountain. A News 13 investigation finds Land Ho misrepresented Valencia County land in dozens of ads. A spokesman for the New Jersey firm says Land Ho will remove all deceptive photos from its advertised land sales. In its heyday, the Horizon Corporation sold almost 139,000 individual lots to consumers across the world. Today, taxpayers are owed almost $11 million in delinquent property taxes. Secretary John Monfort heads up New Mexico's tax department.
How unique is this issue in New Mexico?
It's one of a kind. It's a problem older than I am. It's a unique problem.
Look in your crystal ball, Mike. When do you think there will be roads, sewers, electricity, telephone lines in these developments that we're talking about?
Not in my lifetime.
Larry Barker, KRQE, News 13. And Land Ho describes Lot 11 as beautiful views right near Facebook. Well, the photo, however, shows Taos Mountain 140 miles away. And judging by this photo used to promote Lot 5, Land Ho would like you to believe you could sit on Lot 5 with a view of the balloon fiesta. Nice try, Land Ho. You see, this ballooning event isn't in Albuquerque, it's in Thailand.